What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your very first time joining me. My name is Jessica. I'm a mother as well as a makeup lover, of course. Peep the new piercing. I'm gonna change it, but I think this is cute. Like, it's just little diamonds. Like, isn't that so cute? I got a new piercing. Obviously, I love piercings. My husband doesn't, but I do. I think piercings are so hot. I'm hot, guys. Just kidding. For today's video, I do apologize for any of the background noise. I had movies and kids and stuff like that. I know some, moms out there, a lot of moms out there who watch my channel, they're like, oh, like, don't even worry about it. But there are some people who watch my channel who are not moms who might get a little annoyed by the noise because they're not used to it like us moms are. I do have 3 kids, 3 boys, 6, 4, and 2 years old. So I always do have a very full house. So I do apologize if the noise bothers you. But for today, I'm going to be doing this eyeshadow look for you guys here. I'm going to be recreating this look here. So I did do this look in blue, and I actually used the Made by Mitchell Head in the Clouds palette. It was a whole thing, as you could tell. But for today, I wanted to use the Beauty Bay Earthy palette. So I did do full swatches of this eyeshadow palette for you guys. There are 42 eyeshadow palettes. I mean, just look at those swatches, okay? I am just going to be focusing on my eyes today because it's very, detailed work. I'm going to be breaking it down for you guys step by step. So to make it as simple as possible for you to do, I will be sure to leave all my face products down below. If you're curious about what I used for my face makeup today. I did a second impression of the Jaclyn X Robin Sheer Powder, and I have to say, it's fire, guys. It is fire. So I definitely recommend trying it because my under eyes, like, my whole face looks fucking smooth. Like, I look smooth, okay? So yeah, that is it. My son is on his way home, so I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right on into the good stuff. I'm just gonna take the Plouise base in the shade Rumor number 2. Sometimes I'll pat it in like you're supposed to, but other days I just go in with the sponge. If you're curious about the difference, you get a lot fuller coverage when you do the pat. And it's how she recommends that you lay the base down, but I mean, the colors will still lay down as long as you have a base down. So I'm going to start by taking this little flat doe color brush just to lay the color down. And I'm going to start by taking this deep green, which is called Ivy. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to start packing this down. Look at that pigment. That was one dip. So I'm going to pack this down in my desired shape. So the shape that's going to be is going to be like this, slightly winged out. So I'm going to break this down for you guys step by step, just so that way you can see, like, this look. It looks intimidating, but it's really not. So first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to do a cut crease. So I'm just going to literally just stamp this down. And then after I stamp the shape down, I'll just do little circle motions and soften the edges for the next color. And as you can see, I'm laying this down right in my crease. Okay, so now I'm going to take the Morphe M506 brush, and I'm going to take the shade Pine, which is this green right here. And I'm just going to go right over the edges. Little circle motions. I think you guys already know the drill. I'm going to be careful not to take this too high up, though, because I wanted to use as many, colors as possible out of this palette, which is, I can't use all 42 shades, but girl, I'm at least going to use 6 or 7. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to be using about 8 or 9 shades out of this palette. So prepare for this whirlwind. Literally, just look at how effortless that blended and like laid down. Okay, so I'm gonna dust that same Morphe brush off because it's just more precise, you know what I mean? And now I'm gonna take the shade Apple, which is this green right here. So we're just getting lighter in tones. I'm gonna do the same thing. Circle motions right over that second color now. I'm just gonna be taking this a little bit further out every time I go in with a new color. Just so that way, because in the end, I'm gonna connect all of this, so it's gonna flare out. So we're just gonna make sure that that has a meeting point, you know what I mean? And then of course I'm not going to be worried about blending just yet. I'm just laying the colors down first. So now with a super fluffy brush, this is also a doe color brush. I believe this came in the same set that this flat packing brush came in. I've had these for so long. You can get these off Amazon. I think they're only like $12. I'm not 100% sure, but they're very inexpensive. And then I'm going to take this shade up here, which is called Rave, which is just this beautiful, like, seaweed green. That might not be right. But I am just going to go right over the edges very softly. Just soften this up. And then I'll go back through all of the colors again until they are nice and blended. None of them are missing. Look at how effortless that was. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Plouise cut carver and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut out my crease. I'm going to skip this step because this is a very tedious look. But let me know in the comments down below if you want to see like updated like me cutting my crease. Okay, so I went ahead and I cut my crease, but before I lay down any base, I'm going to do some glitter. So I think something important to note with this look is so usually when you're doing a cut crease, like I cut it and then I swoop up. I didn't swoop up. I just cut it and then just kind of went straight out to like clean it up because remember, we're going to connect this point. So I didn't want to like cut it because then I feel like it would be pointed too high up, if that makes any sense at all. I'm going to take my Duo Lash Glue. My lid is blank. There's no base on it. I think the shimmer that I'm going to take is this shimmer right here, which is called Lime, which is just this beautiful like chartreuse green. Sorry, my kid's behind me. I have this thing that says makeup is my art and my son fucking loves it. He always uses it to like hide stuff. So if you hear that metal banging around, we're gonna ignore it. So I don't know if you could see just wherever I put that glue, it like super stuck down and it just looks so like vibrant. So just because I'm a perfectionist, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take more of my Plouise cut cover and clean that up again. I'm going to lay down the blank canvas now. Next, we're going to go in with some of these beautiful brown tones. So I'm going to start by taking this shade right here, which is called Baked. So I'm going to take this little tiny detail brush because I'm just going to be packing the shades down. So we'll take this dark brown called Baked. And I'm just going to pack this in the front half of my eyelid. And I'm not going to take this too far down because we are going to be doing some more green across the lash line. So that's why I wanted to go for like this really tiny brush, because I can be very precise about where I'm laying everything. So just like that. And then I'll dust it off really good. So let me just show you guys which colors I'm going to take real quick, because this is going to be kind of like a quick succession, I think it's called. So first we're taking the shade Baked, then we're going to take the shade Squash, then we're going to take the shade Quicksand, and then we'll take the shade Show. Going from the back to from the front to the back. And in between every dip, I'm going to be sure to, like in between every dip of every color, I'll be sure to dust the brush off, because I'm just going to be using this one brush. So just like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take more of my Duo Lash Glue and more of that green, and I'm going to go ahead and just connect the line starting from this inner corner straight across where I kept it blank till it meets the edge right there. So now I did that side. Okay, so now taking the tiny brush that I used to pack down the darkest green color, I'm going to start going through all of the colors again, starting from the darkest to the lightest. I'll also be blending the lighter shades in the outer corner. So I'll start by taking the shade Ivy, which is the very first shade we took. And I'm going to start from under my eye right here, because I want it all to connect. And then I'll just start flicking it up to meet this shade. And I'll also take it in under this line here. So just like that. I'll dust this brush off. And then I'm going to take the shade Pine. Just going in the same order I took them to blend up. Dust it off. Shade Apple. Dust it off, shade Rave, right? Think so. Pretty sure. And then I'm going to take the same Morphe M506 brush for, you know, the shade Pine and Apple. Pineapple, get it? And I'll start blending everything out here. After I do my face makeup, I'll go and reblend this. But I just want to make sure it's going to look good. So I'm just kind of... Yeah, do you see how it's all going to connect out here? I'm going to do my face makeup first. So it's just kind of a rough draft. Literally, it looks pretty rough. But it's okay, because I will perfect this. So, let me go ahead and do my face makeup, and then we can come back and do under the eyes, and I'll show you guys exactly how I'm going to perfect that. But this is what she looks like so far. Tell me this isn't fucking gorgeous and extremely underhyped. Tell me. Don't tell me. Tell me. So I just went ahead and I finished my face makeup. The highlighter. So I was going to give this highlighter to my sister. This is the Artist Couture in the shade COCO Bling, because she likes loose highlighters. I don't really prefer them, but then I was like, you know what? COCO Bling was just like Artist Couture's like their staple, you know? And I'm like, you can't have it anymore. You took 2 years to get to me. You can't have it anymore. If you're watching this, when you come, you can have it still. So, I did put that highlighter in my brow bone, but I'm not going to put this in my inner corner. Why? I don't know. I don't feel like it. Okay. So, I'm going to start by taking the shade Ivy, which is the dark green, and I'm going to bring this all the way in, not all the way, but like 75% of the way in. Okay. I'm going to dust that brush off, and then I'm going to take the shade Pine. And I'm going to go right under that first shade. Take it in just a little bit further. And then, of course, make sure that connects. Sorry, my kid, I don't know why he's whining. Getting his ass kicked out again, just like his daddy. I'm going to go in with the shade Apple. We'll go ahead and bring that, like, all the way in. And then we'll go under. I've been showing my kids all the, like, classics. They just put the Fairly Odd Parents on Netflix, so I was showing them that. My oldest was not feeling the Fairly Odd Parents, but my middle child and my baby, they were feeling it, okay? So it's like. But now we're watching The Corpse and the Bride. So if you hear that, that's what we're watching. I'm going to take the fluffy brush and the shade Rave. I was going to say Rune. I'm blind. And I'm just going to smudge this the rest of the way. Now I'm going to take the My Lash Lab lashes. These are in the style Nicole. I do have a code with My Lash Lab. It is code 301makeup. If you want a direct link to their website, if you just go down to the bottom of my description box, it's going to be the beacon link all the way at the bottom. If you click it, it's going to give you the all of my discount codes. I have like 3. It's going to give you all my discount codes, and the My Lash Lab website is on there. These are really pretty, and I've used them a few times and they haven't fallen apart yet, so I think that they're very worth the price point. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick these on, and then we can come back and I'll give you guys my final thoughts and opinions on the Beauty Bay Earthy palette. If I think it's worth it. It is a 42 pan eyeshadow palette. It's freaking huge. So yeah, here is the completed look. I decided to go for these little tree earrings because I thought it fit the vibe really well, just like dirt and trees. And then so my lip combo is the Nabi lip pencil in the shade brown, and then the Mikayla X Glamlite gloss, the nude one. This is actually my first time wearing any lip product with my lip piercing, because it is still so fresh. I'm gonna have to wipe this off like right away, but obviously the lips complete the look. Also, we're gonna ignore my kid humming. We're ignoring him humming over there. But yeah, here is the vibe. Make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video for the up close, because I really think this is just so, it's such a aesthetic, like it's so pleasing. I think this looks beautiful in the blue. I think it looks beautiful in the green, and I'm tempted to do like maybe purple next, like not next, but if I do this look again, I'm tempted to do purple. So I did want to give my thoughts and opinion on the Beauty Bay Earthy palette. So I did buy both of them together, and I believe it was like, I want to say like 30 pounds, but don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. I do have to say, this is a lot of colors. There's a lot of greens. There's, of course, the couple rows of nudes. I feel like if you don't have a lot of palettes in your collection, that you would really enjoy having this one, because you literally have every tone of green in here. You have limes, you have grungy greens, you have dark, deep greens. You also have like this like gray color. Honestly, just you have like every color green that you could possibly want or need in this palette. And I also love how they did the browns and then the pops of red. When I swatched this red, I was flabbergasted because it's so hard to find a true like red shimmer like this one. So I do want to obviously play around with this palette more, but just based off my first impressions, I love this palette and I 100% think it's worth it. It even comes with this huge mirror. Like, it is just too good of a deal to pass up, and I think that if you love greens, you would absolutely love this palette. And I mean, just look at the browns, just look at the tones, the shimmers. Like, it's such, Beauty Bay has such great quality products, so I'm so pleased to have this in my collection. I also did purchase the bundle deal, which was with the Midnight palette, so I will be doing a video with that one as well, so definitely don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more videos. But that is going to complete today's look. I'll be sure to leave all my favorite products down below if you are curious about what I used, and without further ado, we're going to go on ahead, roll the clip.